Hey everyone, Brian here. Now, back in December, I showed off my new Xbox 360 system. Actually, I call it the 369 system, so I have to retype that. I have to edit that and retype it. But I want to show you it off again because at that time you didn't see that much light. And when I kind of told you and reviewed basically discussed about my other video game systems in the rec room and in here. Somebody left a comment, I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody left a comment that the way I had it before, because I had my PS2 under my Xbox, that by doing that, I would cause the red ring of death. Now, he said I should give it enough air. Now, as you notice, a lot of things have changed. For example, the PS2 is now right here. The Dreamcast, which was also next on the side of it, is right here, as you can see. And as you can see, there's more breathing room for it. So there's nothing really wrong or anything that can happen. And as you also notice, there's an addition of another memory card. Now we know they come with 256-bit memory cards, but since I was already running out of space, I decided to get this memory card, a 512. Now I know a lot of people might say, "Well, Brian, you should get yourself the hard drive one," and I might get myself the hard drive one someday. But right now it's fine. I mean, I'm not planning on really doing anything that much. The reason I got another memory card is because, you know, I'm a wrestling fan, and I love the SmackDown vs. Raw games and things like that. So what I decided to do was buy this so I could have, room for another one and whatever else. Now, certain friends of mine, if you will, I'm not going to mention any names, have also used this memory card to put on another Netflix file and things like that. I've used it, and I've let that stay, I've let that slide, and I've also used it to download Alicia Keys' No One. But anyway, and you notice I've also marked it with my name. The reason I marked it with my name is because, when I go over to a relative's place, I don't want to get mine mixed up with anybody else's, so I kind of put my identification on it. I did it with that, and I did it with this, my Xbox 360 controller. Now, I also have a headset. It's not an official Xbox headset, but it does work. It does work with the headset. It's a General Electronics, a JASCO as they call it, along with its plug, which fits right in. And it only cost me about $10, not too bad. But it still works. It definitely still works, as you can see. I'm about to press. As you can hear, it's turning on. And there it is up there. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, if you had an HD, Brian, it'd be looking a lot better. And I agree, it would. As you can see, I have the same name as I do on my YT account. So if anybody has an Xbox Live out there, just look me up. And I have friends. I skipped them, didn't I? Right here, these are my friends. And there's one, Shinmu. I think some of you might know who he is. Snowman. And I got about 84 of them, as you could see, 84. Now, like I said, my memory card that I have down here has also allowed me to download a few things. For example, we go over here, and we go down to memory card, and we look at all devices. Now, games. We look here. See? That's on all of them combined. Now videos, well, of course, as you can see, that 52, that's on the second one, Alicia Keys. Now I know you're saying, well, Brian, if you had the hard, now I know you're saying, well, Brian, if you had that hard, if you had that hard drive, you'd be able to get a lot more. Well, that's true, and someday I will get a hard drive. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. And of course, I have the Netflix account, as you can see. Now it might say, it might have its error code, if you will, like right there. That's because of the other Netflix file on there. But these are the movies that I have on the Netflix. As you can see. I don't know if you can see them all as they're scanning by. But this is what I have on Netflix. I have 56 movies on there. You know, and what's even, but you know what I've discovered about this? Is that even though it's connected to the even though it's part of Xbox Live, what's funny is you can't record those movies because they're protected. I guess Netflix wants to keep the business going, right? And you know, I don't blame them or anything like that. I don't blame them. Now, besides my Xbox 360 that I have down here, my PS2, which is right here, which still works, believe it or not, still works. Just got some, you know, little dust on it here and there. Still works though. And as well as my Dreamcast, which also still works. This is my I want to show off this. This is my DVD recorder that I have had since 2004. Now, as you can see, it's an iLoad recorder. And there's the market, and there's the brand right there. DVD R04. 04, I should say. And it works perfectly. The only problem that I've had lately, and I'm pretty sure it's not the only one. I'm pretty sure there's other DVD recorders and even Blu-ray recorders probably do the same thing. But the only thing that's been happening lately is sometimes it will stall. In other words, when it's done recording something, like on a rewritable, and it stops, it just goes black. Basically, it just says stop, it goes black and everything, and I have to unplug it and plug it back in just to get it to work. Another thing is that when I use a plus R, a DVD plus R, it's like lately I have to use it right then and there on that day. I mean, in the past, it was no problem. But it's like I have to use it in one day, or else if I use it the next day, it doesn't work. After I've recorded something. And sometimes when I do record something on like a plus RW, and it looks like it's finalized, looks like it's ready to be watched on your DVD, it doesn't play that well. Now, I don't know if it has to be cleaned out loud or something. I don't really know. But it still works. But it does work though, and it does record. That's the only benefit I got about it. It does work, and it's still a good DVD recorder. I'm not denying that. It's still good. So, and this is the remote that comes with it. Now, I'm not sure when the batteries in the remote, when they get low, that if it's getting low itself. I'm not really sure. Maybe some of you out there could tell me about that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about my Xbox 360 and my PS2 and my Dreamcast, mostly about the 360 and mostly about the DVD recorder. And like I said, if it had similar problems, just let me know, and I will talk to you all later. Peace, and God be with you.